If you are still losing density or your hair while doing a hair loss treatment, that means there is a problem. And that problem usually is related to the diet. And the easy way to find out if the diet is causing a problem for you is to check how is your daily hair shedding. And if your shedding fluctuates, some days you have more hair falling out and some days there is less hair falling out, that usually points the direction of the diet and diet triggers. And diet, it is something that can work for you and it can work against you. And having right foods in your diet can actually help your hair loss treatment with a faster recovery, stronger hair, healthier hair, and better results. And today's video will be about diet. And for you guys who are new to the channel, my name is Alex. I'm a certified ecologist, previously hair loss sufferer, was dealing with the hair loss for almost a decade before I was able to regrow back my own hair. And that was 13 years ago. And since then I have helped thousands of guys do the same. And here are some results I have been able to achieve. So when it comes to diet, like it is something that is important factor to address because it can help you to get better results in terms of treatment, but also avoid any setbacks that one can experience with a diet that is not optimized and not ideal for you. And diet can have multiple issues. So for example, some diet can cause micronutritional deficiencies, like some, for example, diet can have less enough or not enough micronutrients, and that over time can cause deficiencies. Or it can, for example, affect the gut health and cause gut-related issues, or it can affect the scalp health, for example, cause skin flare-ups, for example, dandruff, flakiness, or other issues that can cause that the follicles get weaker and they more easily get affected, for example, by DHT. So there are different pathways how diet can cause problems for your hair loss treatment. So how to address this diet? So first of all, you actually need to find out what problems you may have with your current diet. Like, so you need to use your markers, like how you individually respond to different foods in terms of diet. And sometimes even healthy foods can cause an issue because they may have some anti-nutrients, they may be hard for digestion to break them down, for example, and that can cause a problem for you even if you are eating healthy foods. Like for example, that kind of food would be spinach, for example, broccoli. Like they are seen as healthy foods, can be a problem for some, and that can again cause problems, for example, in terms if one is having gut-related issues. And also with a diet, what often is an issue is that one, for example, decides to have a plain basic diet, but what often happens is that one is not able to stick to that kind of diet, or the diet, for example, lacks calories, and over time that lackage of the calories also causes that the follicles get weaker and they more easily get gets a weaker hair cycle and they more easily fall out. So there are things you need to consider. Even if you are following a healthy diet, there is things to consider that can be a problem. And when it comes to diet, like often what is main issue of sticking to the healthy diet is that lack of variations and also convenience. So for example, to make healthy foods often is assumed that it will take much more time, much more efforts to make them compared to just getting them pre-made from the store. But I have worked on last couple of months to actually find recipes, for example, for the snacks that one can have that are healthy snacks that works for you, that gives you micronutrients, gives you fatty acids, and actually can help you in terms of hair recovery. And that's something that can also be done and made in 5 minutes, right? So I actually have found multiple recipes that you can use to make simple snacks for you that actually tastes well and also gives you a boost in terms of your hair situation. And one of them that I want to share in today's video is, for example, making an ice cream with banana and coconut milk. And you can also add the honey to it. And this kind of ice cream, it is something that is not going to cause issues. Like for example, banana is high in minerals, it has a potassium, for example, it also is high in calcium. And coconut milk, it is perfect dairy substitute. Like if you are sensitive, for example, to dairies, and coconut milk can be very helpful for it. And it also is high in MCT oil. It is also something that can help with inflammatory problem and gut-related issues. And honey itself is also beneficial, especially if you are having raw honey, right? Raw honey, for example, has a lot of antioxidants. It is something that can help you with like antibacterial effect, and it is also something that can help you and support digestion, right? So combination of those three ingredients in one ice cream can be very helpful for you in different ways in terms of your hair situation without being a trigger. And the thing when you are making foods yourself is that you have full control what you actually add to them, right? So you can avoid adding, foods that are, or ingredients that are triggers for you that can compromise your hair situation or cause those shedding fluctuations, but you actually can make it simple with the foods that are okay in your situations. It doesn't affect your markers, doesn't affect your digestion or gut health, and helps you to support your hair loss treatments that you actually are doing in terms of your hair recovery. Additionally to coconut and banana ice cream, I have found 10 other recipes that also don't require much time but will give you variation and make your diet more exciting, so you are able to stick to a healthy diet without going into, for example, trigger foods that is more kind of easily affecting your markers and cause that you're having shedding, for example. So I have found 10 other recipes that you can make in an easy way that doesn't require much time, much efforts, and doesn't require a lot of ingredients. So what I have done now is that I have added them as bonus for the workbook. So if you have a workbook already, you can just re-download it from the same page that I shared with you in the email, or you can get a whole Raprio formal workbook, and then it will be additional bonus below it in the link where you can download it, and that will contain 10 recipes that you can implement in terms of your diet to have more snacks, more variation, to help you actually to stick to the healthy diet. And that again will help you to have a stronger hair, better hair growth, faster results, and better treatment itself, like the treatment that actually works for you much more effectively. So this is something I want to share with you in today's video. And remember guys, that every day for hair counts, right? So you don't want to waste time and energy on things that doesn't work for you, that works against you, right? You want to improve your treatment to get best results possible and as soon as possible. Thanks for watching, see you guys, and see you next time.